the story of the lighthouse keepers Thomas Marshall, James Ducat, and Donald MacArthur, who lived on Island Moor, one of the Flannan Islands. On December 26, 1900, a small ship set sail for the Flannan Islands to arrive at the Island Moor Lighthouse. The ship, captained by James Harvey, with substitute keeper Joseph Moore aboard, docks at Island Moor's wharf, but no one comes to greet them. The siren sounds, flares are sent out, but there is no movement on the island. Moore lands on the island alone. He first notices that the lighthouse door is unlocked and that 2 of the 3 raincoats are missing. When he goes into the kitchen, he sees the unfinished dinner, the upturned chair, and the stopped kitchen clock. He searches the rest of the lighthouse, but finds no sign of the keepers. He returns to the ship to inform the captain, who telegraphs to headquarters. There has been a tragic accident in the Flannan Islands. The 3 keepers have disappeared from the island. When we arrived at noon today, there were no signs of life on the island. The evidence suggests that there may have been an accident about a week ago. They may have fallen off the rocks or drowned while trying to secure the crane. I have left Moore, McDonald, buoy master, and 2 of the crew on the island to keep the lighthouse in working order until you make arrangements. I will not return to Oban until I hear from you. I have sent the same telegram to Muirhead in case you are away. I will be at the telegraph until it closes, in case there is a telegram from you. A few days later, Robert Muirhead, who had hired all 3 keepers and knew them well, went to the island to investigate. He found nothing but what Moore had reported, except for the lighthouse records. He noticed that the records of the last few days were unusual. On December 12th, Second Assistant Thomas Marshall records, "There is more wind than I have seen for 20 years. The chief keeper, James Ducat, has gone silent, and the 3rd mate, William MacArthur, is crying." The strange thing is that William MacArthur was a seasonal sailor and was known as the most temperamental man in Scotland. So why was he crying over a storm? The 13th of December records that the storm was still raging and that 3 men were praying. In this lighthouse, which was 45 meters above sea level, newly built and safe, 3 experienced keepers were praying for the storm to stop. The strange thing is that there was no storm reported in the vicinity on December 12th to 13th to 14th. In fact, the weather was calm and the storm did not hit the island until the 17th. The last entry is from December 15th. The storm has passed, the sea is calm. God is sovereign over everything. Muirhead read the entries and noticed the raincoat left behind. Why, despite it being a very cold winter, did one of the guards go out without his raincoat? Moreover, why did all 3 guards leave their workspace at the same time when the rules and regulations directly forbid it? More clues were found further down the scaffold. Muirhead noticed the ropes spread out on the rocks. Normally, they would have been in a brown crate, 21 meters above the scaffold on the material hoist. Perhaps the crate moved and fell. The guards were trying to pick them up so the tide wouldn't wash them away. This was the first and most accepted theory of the incident. Muirhead wrote this in his official report to the board. Why, for example, were none of the bodies washed ashore? Why did one of the keepers leave the lighthouse without his raincoat, even though it was December in the Outer Hebrides? Why didn't the 3 experienced lighthouse keepers take precautions against the waves? While these were reasonable questions, the most pertinent question was the one about the weather. The seas were calm. They were quite confident that the lighthouse could be seen from the vicinity of Lewis Island. Any adverse weather conditions would have prevented the lighthouse from being seen. For decades after the incident, the keepers stationed at the lighthouse reported hearing strange noises in the wind. The names of the missing keepers. Theories about their disappearance ranged from foreign invaders capturing the keepers to alien abductions. Whatever the reason for their disappearance, someone or something took the 3 men from the cliffs of Island Moor one winter day 124 years ago.